I didn't want to make this video, but I'm doing it anyway. So before we get into this recap, quick word from this video sponsor, BetUS.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
So the Jaguars unfortunately got demolished by the Ravens. The Jaguars were actually 3-point underdogs going into this one, and obviously the Jaguars did not close it out. So the Jaguars are now 8-6 on the season and against the spread. So, if there's different bets that you guys want to make, look after the Monday Night Football game, I believe tomorrow, AFC South odds will be updated. Yesterday, I think the Jaguars were like negative 500. It'll be interesting to see where things shift now that the AFC South is all tied up. But, we get to see different, spreads like the Buccaneers game, all that different stuff. So we'd love to see what BetUS has to say about that. If that's something that interests you guys, they have a 125% deposit bonus right down below. Put down 100, you'll see $225 in your account. And look, all payouts issued within 24 hours, so you can make a quick bet and get your money the next day. So thank you to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into this recap. Now the Jaguars got pounded for the second time in 3 weeks on primetime football. We waited 12 years for Monday Night Football. The Jaguars finally got it. We got smoked. We waited 14 years for Sunday Night Football. The Jaguars finally got it, and we lost to the Ravens last night. The Jaguars are now on a losing skid in the most important month of the regular season, and now there's a three-way logjam at first place in the AFC South with the Colts and the Texans right now. And look, right now this Jaguar team has more questions than answers. I think the name of this game was that just how many points really left on the board for the Jaguars. Now, McManus missed 2 field goals of 50-plus yards, which was very, very unfortunate and very bad. And it wasn't like a one-off thing. I think we all forgave him when he missed the kick against the Houston Texans. But, now it's just, consecutive weeks now he's just missing kicks. And now it's like, dude, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, obviously we're going to stick with him. I'm not saying we need to get rid of him or anything, but it's like, dude, like, can we rely on you? We brought you in for the big time kicks that Riley Patterson just didn't have the leg to make, and you're missing them. So it's really bad. So they left 6 points off the board there. And then, later on, Trevor Lawrence fumbled on in the red zone. So that's 9 points right there because we would have kicked. And I imagine McManus makes it because that happened in the red zone. And then, the final one was the, 36-yarder that completed the Zay Jones inbound, but like their time was ticking. Should have spiked the ball, but if not spike it, throw it out of the back of the end zone. Trevor Lawrence threw it inbounds to Parker Washington, and it ran out the clock. And look, I'm a big proponent of I put that one on Trevor Lawrence because, maybe, hey, coaches, you need to spike the ball. But if they don't spike it, Trevor Lawrence needs to say, hey, this is inbounds. This is, this isn't going to work here. Throw it out of the back of the end zone. And if you spike it, you probably have 2 offensive plays. So it was just, terrible management by the Jaguars. So in a game that very well could have been, 16 to 10. I forget how much the Ravens had. Yeah, it was Ravens had 10 at that point. At worst, maybe, 12 to 10. The Jaguars going to halftime with 0 points. We were down 10-0. And you're playing the Ravens, a really good football team. You can't just be leaving points on the board like that. It just, man, it was just very, very frustrating. And look, with Trevor, this bad game by Trevor Lawrence. And man, I feel like ever since his sprained ankle, Trevor Lawrence just hasn't been the same. His mechanics have been off. He hasn't been hitting the routine throws that he's been making. 25 of 43 this game, 58% completion percentage. 264 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and 2 fumbles. Fumbling is becoming a really big issue with him. And it's just, Trevor Lawrence's game, just like I said, his mechanics are waning. I don't know what's going on with him, but this isn't, the 2 game, the Bengals game before the ankle injury and the Texans game, those might have been 2 of his, 2 of the top echelon games by Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he was getting touchdowns. He was answering, different scores that the other team was having, but the last couple of weeks, just not good games by Trevor Lawrence. And, now with him, he's got, the left brace. He's got the left knee that's hurt. Now he's got his plant foot on the right ankle. Just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. And now he's in the concussion protocol. So it's like, man, I don't even know anymore. And right now, guys, God, the wide receiver group just isn't good. I mean, Christian Kirk is out, which sucks. And now, Zay Jones is dealing with a hamstring, it looks like. So knowing the Jaguars, they'll rush him out way too early for him only to get hurt again. And, Ridley, another game with, all these targets, but little receptions. 12 targets for 5 receptions for Ridley. Just, man, that was looking like kind of a bust of a trade, unfortunately. And the Jaguars' run game is completely non-existent. Trevor Lawrence was the leading rusher with 4 carries for 41 yards. ETN had 10 carries for 31 yards. And then, Dearness Johnson had 2 carries for 5 yards. And in the second half, there were only 3 designed run plays. Like the Jaguars just, the run game, we just don't have one. And we're not going to have one. We just got to, I guess, keep using the screen pass as an extension of the run game. I'm hating these wide receiver screens. I wish we could do more running back screens. And for a little bit, the run game was actually decent. Like we were actually running the ball well in the first half, but I think the game got out of hand and then they started just trying to pass the ball a lot more. So just wasn't good. Defensively, I don't have too many issues or complaints. Like the pass defense was decent. 14 of 24, 58% completion percentage was Lamar Jackson. 171 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for him. It was just the big thing about this one was that the defensive line just couldn't bring Lamar Jackson down. There were so many times we had him bottled up, and then Lamar Jackson just ran out for touchdowns. You know what I mean? And that just that one really, really sucked. And look, they gashed us in a run game this game. Lamar Jackson had 12 carries for 97 yards. Mitchell, 9 carries for 73 yards. Hopefully he gets better. That was a nasty. I don't know if any of you guys saw that on Twitter, but the actual injury, don't recommend rewatching that one. And then Edwards, 16 carries for 58 yards, 1 touchdown. Yeah, we just couldn't stop the run. And really the last 3 weeks, that's kind of been us. We haven't been able to stop the run game at all. And it's just, it stinks right now. So when we take a step back, big picture, look, I've been Mr., calm. We're cool. We lost a game. We're still ahead. Now I'm actually pretty concerned. I can't admit. I'm actually very concerned. I'm just seeing a different version of Doug Peterson at this point. Doug Peterson's usually cool, calm, and collective, but now he looks like he's flustered and doesn't have answers. Trevor, since his sprained ankle, like I said, he hasn't been the same, and now he's in concussion protocol, so we got that going on. We have no run game, and the coaches have given up on it. We do on 3rd and 1, we're going on empty backfields now, which is crazy. We're just not a physical team. We don't push the guy in front of us. The offensive line, interior of the offensive line is just pretty weak. Luke Fortner has no juice. Brandon Sheriff is just getting old. It sucks that way. And when I look ahead, we have 3 games left. And I'm sorry, guys, I am feeling pretty sick. So I apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit nasally right now. At Tampa Bay 7-7. They're on a 3-game winning streak. And then versus Carolina and at Tennessee, man, I think that Tampa Bay game will decide it all. I think if the Jaguars beat Tampa Bay, we finish 3-0 and the AFC South is ours. But I feel like if the Jaguars lose, and I see us probably finishing 1-2 to end the season. I don't know. And Tampa Bay, they're on a 3-game winning streak. They're going to be playing good football at the right moment. So, yeah, I think this next game is our playoff game. This next game, Jaguars need to win, must win, and be very concerned if we lose. When you look at the other teams in the AFC South, the Colts have at Atlanta, and Atlanta's not playing good football. At home against Las Vegas Raiders, which you don't really know what Raiders team you're going to get. And then at home against Houston. While the Texans are at home against Cleveland, which that's a very, very tough game. And then at home against Tennessee. And then at Indianapolis. So, man, the Jaguars need to finish off, man. We need to earn our playoff spot. We're 8-6. We earned a spot to be, in striking distance with the AFC South. But now we have to finish it off with 3 beatable teams. You could say that 1 decent team in the Buccaneers and 2 bad teams with Carolina and Tennessee. So, this season's in our hands. We control our own destiny. We own the tiebreaker. So we got to finish this off strong. But I'm definitely very concerned. I think the other teams in the AFC South are playing better than us, and my expectations are going low. I'm not going to let this team affect me too much, even though I have let them affect me today. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Drop a like for it if you can. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Like I said, 125% deposit bonus down below, and go Jags.